Everyone, welcome back to another video. Finally, I'm no longer pregnant. I had my baby May 13th, super fast. I'm just gonna make a quick little story time of like how my labor and delivery went. She came out so fast, it was ridiculous. Like everything happened within like an hour. I did record like a little bit and I was like half dead and I was having contractions and I was miserable, but I'm just gonna hop in straight to the story. If you just randomly came across my video, my baby girl was diagnosed with spina bifida. She's staying in the NICU and it's been a lot. It's been really hard ever since. I mean, it's just been a lot. So on Sunday of last week, I was getting cramps / contractions. The hospital is a good hour drive, so I did not want to risk it. We came out here, we ended up staying in a hotel. It was false labor, like nothing was going on. It was only 1.5 centimeters dilated, which is literally nothing, and my contractions ended up stopping once I got to the hospital, so I got discharged. And then on Monday, not this Monday, last Monday, we were able to stay at the Ronald McDonald Home, which is okay. So the Ronald McDonald Home is pretty much a non-profit family children's charity dedicated to support families with sick children in their time of need. Honestly, me and Beto are really grateful that we're even able to stay out here right now, because it would have been really hard driving back and forth to come visit baby and then the boys, and like it'd just be doing too much. But anyways, we've been staying here since last Monday and I was still very much pregnant. Pretty much our days consisted of just walking around every time I got out of work and trying to get me into active labor. So on Tuesday I ended up having contractions again, and I mean, I opened like up to 3 centimeters, but I was not in active labor at all. So I got discharged again, and I was looking getting tired of like even of the false labor. So I was like, my next contractions, I am just going to ignore them. Like they don't even hurt. Like it's not a big deal, whatever. The days kept passing by, and then on Thursday, May 13th of last week, I started getting cramps at 10 a.m. and they were like every 20 to 10 minutes apart, but I'm like, whatever. Like I was tired of going to the hospital and getting sent back 2 times already, so I'm like, I'll just wait them out. Like I'll just ignore them. Like they're gonna go away, because they do that. Like I get them for an hour and then they just end up going away, and I'm just like, okay. They started at 10 and they only kept getting like stronger. I guess they were getting stronger and they were getting closer. So I was telling Beto, I was like, I don't know if we should head out. Like I think I'm in labor for sure now, but then again, I don't really know. Like I don't want to go over there and get sent home. Plus I was working since it was still in the morning, and he was pretty much saying, yeah, let's head out. Like it's better to go. The hospital is like a 5-minute drive from here, and there's a shuttle that takes parents to the hospital if needed. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm like, if by 12 they don't go away, then let's just go ahead and head in. So he kept seeing my face like that I was like uncomfortable. He was like, are you good? And I'm like, I don't even know, like it hurts, but like I don't think it's labor. By the time we got to the hospital, it was already like 1, I believe. And as soon as you go, they just pretty much ask you questions and all this other thing, and they put the monitor on you, and then they check your cervix. So she ended up checking me and she was like, oh, you're only 4 centimeters. And I was like, oh my god, like I'm never gonna open. I'm just over here having contractions for no reason. They're gonna go away. Like, I was kind of mad that I ended up going in because, so I already knew they were gonna send me back home because I was like, I'm 4 centimeters and I'm probably not even in active labor. And I was just pretty much mad that I wasted time going in. But they ended up calling my doctor and they were like, to check me again in 2 hours. So during that time, my contractions were hitting back to back to back. And I was getting so uncomfortable and like annoyed because nobody was coming in to check on me, and they took me off the monitor so they couldn't see that I was getting contractions back to back. So pretty much after she checked me, she was just like, just walk around, like if you dilate more then we'll admit you, if not then we're gonna send you home. So I was 38 weeks and my doctor had actually called me that morning to tell me that I was gonna get induced on Monday at 1 in the morning. So I was like, all right, like I'm gonna get sent back home, like there's no point. That's why I was also kind of annoyed because I'm like, all right, they already have my induction date, like I'm literally coming for no reason. So we got there like at around 1:30 and she was like, I'll come back at 3. My contractions were literally killing me. Like I couldn't walk. I was not comfortable sitting. I couldn't talk. I couldn't nothing. At this point I still believed that I was not gonna go into labor. Like I was just like, oh my god, like my body's just doing too much right now. So the only thing that was helping me is that I kept going to the bathroom and just sitting on the toilet with my legs open and like swaddling back and forth. Like that was the only thing that was making me comfortable while I was getting my cramps, which were my contractions. When she checked me when we went in, I was 4 centimeters. She came back in 2 hours at 3, which was like 2 hours ish, and she was like, oh, you're already at 6 centimeters, 100% effaced. And I don't even remember because I was literally in pain at this point. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna call your doctor, I'll be right back, and blah blah blah. Oh fuck. Oh my god. Contractions started around 10 and they were every like 6 minutes apart. I came to the hospital, I was 4 centimeters. It's about to be 4 now. I'm 6 centimeters and I'm so tired. And my contractions are like every 2 minutes. I have no energy. I'm debating if I should take the epidural because I want to rest. But to say the least. We're just waiting for them to get the COVID results and then get my room where I'll be delivering.
querías, ¿no? ¿No?
While I was waiting, I was literally dying. Like, every contraction kept taking my energy away. It's so weird how contractions work. Like, a contraction hits and your energy just drops and drops and drops and drops. I was telling Beth, I was like, if I'm in active labor and like it's gonna take another 5 hours for me to deliver, I'm gonna get the epidural. Like, I don't care. Like, I know I'm not gonna have energy to push this baby out because I am already exhausted. And he was like, no, 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 don't get it. Like, you can do this, blah, blah, blah. Because initially my mindset was like, I'm not getting it. Like, I know I can do it, like this and that. But the more the contractions went back to back, I was like, nope, I am dying. Like, I need an epidural. I need to relax. I want to be relaxed. So the COVID results took literally like what seemed forever. It was like 4 or 4:10 by now. And they finally came and they were like, can you get up and so we can walk up to the delivery room? I was like, hell no. Like, I was like, no. I'm like, they're like, can you get in a wheelchair? And I was like, no. Like, no, like, I couldn't even talk. So they ended up having to wheel me out in the bed. And I kid you not, from the time that I started getting wheeling out to the elevators, they were like so backed up. I don't even know what's going on. But when we were going upstairs, my contractions were just back to back to back to back. Like, I could not even catch a breath, and I was getting super exhausted. And as soon as we got to the room, by now it's like 4:20, so they were like us getting everything ready, and like the doctor came in and whatnot, and like everybody was coming in. I asked the nurse and I was like, is there any way I can get the epidural? And she was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I didn't know if I wanted it because I was really freaking tired. She was like, what we can do is I can have someone check your cervix right now, and if you're dilated enough, we can just break your water and labor will go much faster. And like, she was pretty much giving me this game plan. I'm like, yeah, can someone check my cervix? And if I'm not at least 8 centimeters, I want the epidural. So she was like, okay, yeah, we can go ahead and do that. So they brought in the other nurse, like the delivery nurse that was actually gonna help like pull my baby out. And she was like, so you're thinking about the epidural? And I was like, yeah, because I'm getting super tired, and I honestly don't believe that I'm gonna be able to push, especially if I'm not at least 8 centimeters by now, because my contractions were back to back to back. So she was like, okay, well, I can break your water right now, and fast, and labor is going to be so much faster, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, like, just do whatever. Like, I just didn't want to be in pain anymore. So while she was explaining to me, she was like, just know that if you get the epidural, you have to stay still. And like, she was talking and she was pretty much like explaining to me everything. She was getting her gloves ready to check me, and at that same moment my water just broke, like this big splash, and it went everywhere and whatnot. So everybody was like, oh shit. Like, it literally took not even 10 minutes after they transferred me to the actual delivery room that my water broke and I was ready to push. So everybody was like, oh my god, like, okay, because they were not ready yet. Like, everybody was still like kind of getting everything set up. Like, it was so fast, I kid you not. So just like, okay, your water definitely just broke. I'm gonna check you really quick and we'll see what's going on. So I'm over here having contractions back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Like, it was ridiculous, and I didn't even know what the hell was going on. So she checks me. She was like, oh yeah, you're 10 centimeters. I feel the head. Whenever you're ready, just start pushing. And I was like, oh shit. Like, from the time from 3 to 4:30, I opened up and I was ready to push. So it took me 3 contractions to push her out. I ended up not getting the epidural, and she came out so freaking fast. Like, she literally just slipped out. And I was low-key happy that I opened up that fast, because I was about to get the freaking epidural. And it's not that I have anything against the epidural, I don't have anything against the epidural, because I was about to get it, but I'm happy that I didn't, and I still did it without it. So yeah, they made me hold my legs, and I just started pushing, and she slipped right out, and she was born at 4:33 p.m. She weighed 7 pounds 14 ounces. She was 20 inches long. They got to put her on my chest, and yeah, I had my baby.
She born 4:33. 4:33.
And now I miss her. So yeah, she obviously was born with spina bifida, so the doctors were there and they were assessing her and they were checking on her. Her sac was completely covered. That's why I was able to hold her and have her vaginal like I wanted to. She ended up getting transferred to the NICU. What am I kidding? So I got to hold her for like 10 minutes, which I appreciated so much. And then they took her to the NICU. So they ended up taking her to the NICU. I bet the one with her, and I was just there while they were taking my placenta out and everything. And now we're here. She's about to turn a week now, and I will be making a whole other video with updates about her. But everything happened so fast. And in the clips that I show, I know I look really dead, because like I said, I was not expecting to go into labor. I didn't even feel like getting ready. I was just over my whole pregnancy in general. So yeah, I look really ugly. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The next video is most likely going to be my baby girl, so you guys can meet her, and please keep her in your prayers. It's been a lot this week. See you guys on my next video. Peace.